Deala T, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you tuning in, man. Liking, commenting on what we talking about, subscribing to the channel, and sharing with the world what's going on here. But as always, get comfortable, get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke, if that's what you do, fam. Because you see the topic. You see what's going on. Diddy trial. Clearly the snitch, Brendan Paul, is talking to the court. Somehow, some way, court canceled. So let's get into this here.
We're not going to do that. Then, back to this case, y'all. Because they cooking right now in this case. They cooking on this case. Hold on. What?
They cooking. They cooking. Woo! It's getting out of hand, man. Day 29, 30. It's getting out of hand.
Y'all think the judge, I've been told y'all the judge tired of Diddy's lawyers' shenanigans. Right? Straight up.
Tired of the shenanigans. They continue to keep trying to pull this, trying to pull that, trying to do this, trying to do that. You got another juror trying to find themselves about to get canceled again, dismissed, because of the situation that's at hand about the situation at hand about the prosecution and the defense has put out, or allegedly, the judge is saying allegedly, that an article was put out to the public, basically, that was a sealed proceeding. Now, you and I know that any sealed proceedings of a case or anything involved, you basically, how does the public get that? So that means somebody from the defense or somebody from the prosecution has either started talking, put some leak some information out there, basically, because again, don't nobody know nothing unless they be told something. Unless somebody plant seeds and start throwing things out there that everybody know what's going on the way it's always going on. So in this case right now, the judge is saying, hey, if we catch or hear anything again about proceedings being anything that's sealed being put out to the public, we're going to end up confiscating devices, cell phones, probably laptops, even from the legal team and like that. You got to understand, Diddy and them want this case to kind of extend even out longer. Because at the end of the day, they really have enough information to try to pull the trigger on the Rico. That's the biggest thing. But somebody's leaking information. Let's keep going.
We may have another exhibit that could establish this. The judge says, okay, we'll see, Ms. Shapiro. And the defendant's request to charge the issue is raised about. The government also says, we may have another exhibit that could establish this. The judge says, okay, we'll see, Ms. Shapiro. And the defendant's request to charge the issue is raised about how the Rico predicate should be addressed. Let me refresh your recollection, says the judge. Yeah, it doesn't matter if the jurors take out.
Wow.
I'm trying to know how this judge get down.
The judge.
Because that jury's going to be out today. That juror might be out.
Brendan Paul. That's the one that's talking. That's the one that's in tune with it. That's him. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he on all that. Let's get live. Let's get real. Let's get right. That's what he doing.
Like I said, all these people going to act like they're going to come up here, and if one of Diddy's charges get a mistrial, I'm going to be happy. Because that means that it's going to go on for another year and a half. They're going to do more investigations and get more witnesses and shit on this dude. It's going to get worse if he gets a mistrial. That's the thing people don't understand. And shout out to Monica M with the donation. Appreciate you. She's waking up at 4:30 a.m. every morning for work. I've only slept 4 to 5 hours a night. I'm good. That's facts. And shout out to Wayne Simpson with a donation. He says Diddy has token black people like a white sticker. I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
These are all facts. How you sit out here crying, but that show 80% of your legal team on the stream? What you crying about?
The judge is not playing with him.
It's the blind leading them blind out here, bro.
Right.
It really is. I'm just here to show it to you.
See, let's get right. That's the situation.
Straight up.
Because they want to play these games, man. But like I was saying even before this, it's something about Diddy being in this situation that's trying to make an example out of him to another person that's in his position, which is a billionaire. Because a lot of people just thinking that, you know, Diddy just, you know, being done a certain way. You know, he's got this legal team that keep throwing shenanigans. What I'm trying to figure out is how you got billionaire status money. You got all these legal team. You got all these people. But yet you still about to drown. You still about to drown. And that comes about when I'm saying that everyone that's testified, they gonna come after their ass too. People just think they gonna come after Diddy. You gotta understand, y'all got on the fucking stand and started talking about the shit that this man has done and the shit that y'all did with him, and whether he forced you to do it and you could have turned away from it, you still chose to go back to it. Some of your reasons was that you all couldn't get another job in that field with somebody else or whatever the case may be. Or even a lot of you was just saying, shit, you blackballed. If you are an artist or an entertainer or a manager or a booking agent or a security guard or an assistant, a consultant, shit, an engineer, the artist, you still have a choice to either go independent or go back to the sick shit you was already doing with an individual that you know is sick as well. That's the point I'm trying to understand here, fam. People don't get off to be able to be sitting there snitching on Diddy when Diddy put your dumb ass on to do the shit and you was okay to do the shit. Let's talk about that. You understand, fam? White boy Brendan Paul was connected with him, did everything with him, even when Diddy met his ass and put him in position and he still rolled with him, he still knew who the fuck Diddy was. And then think about this though, bro. Like, it don't take too long for you to see how a billionaire is getting down out here. Because like 9 times out of 10, a billionaire, he's gonna show his power at some point. Because he got $1 billion, can't nobody hold him. Can't nobody tell him what the fuck to do or what not to do. So think about that for a minute. When you're a billionaire, can't nobody tell you what the fuck to do. So with that, it's like Brendan Paul knew the level of partying Diddy was on before he even probably got to the party. Think about it, man. It's Diddy. What we talking about? Hearing about it is one thing, but they was talking about how this little dude came from some college or some shit. And he just had access to the drugs and get connects or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Point I'm making is, how are you snitching? What are you snitching on? That's what I really want to understand here. What are you snitching on, fam? You snitching, but what you snitching on? Yourself? Because you're telling about what he told you to do, and whether you was told to do it the first time, and then you was able to leave, you went back home, thought about you was fucking with Diddy with that shit, Brendan Paul, and then you came back and hit him later, and went back to that shit. So how you, I'm just trying to figure out what's your snitching point? What's your point of being on the stand snitching, talking about this man personal, nasty, weird fantasies that a billionaire can bring to life right in front of their face? If they want to have porn in their face, they can have porn in their face. These are billionaires, bro. So I'm just trying to understand where you get off with the snitch part. Make it make sense. Every motherfucker that says something about what happened with Diddy, or every bitch that, or every guy, or every security, whatever the case, you all still had a choice to leave and go to another field. or go fuck with another person to be security for, manager for, somebody, but not probably in the entertainment exactly, but independently creating that. You all had a choice to go home, leave it alone, or take y'all motherfucking ass back to Diddy motherfucking ass. You had a choice. So I'm just trying to figure out, Brendan Paul, where you get off snitching and what you snitching on? Because, yeah, they're going to say, oh, Brendan, you was a part of it, but you could have left it alone, but you still was a part of it. So I'm trying to figure out what you getting off and what you trying to get off on with the snitch part. What you doing? Because Diddy don't deserve life. Trust me, he don't deserve, no, let me say that back. Diddy deserved to be punished at the highest levels of what they're doing and what's being accused if it's true. Let's make sure, let's be real. You deserve what you get if that's what you did. All right? And right now we see and we hear and we continuously continue to unfold and unpack everything that we continue to hear. But right now, another juror is gone. Court's canceled. And on top of that, Diddy's about to get a Rico. A real Rico. A real Rico. So I'm just trying to figure out, did y'all not think that everybody that says something on the stand was not finna get charged as well? Because they're trying to make it seem like it's only a Rico for Diddy, but it's other people. All of you dumb motherfuckers are all still involved. So whether you on the stand talking about him, you're talking about yourself. Oh, let's keep going.
Now, how can all of these white women relate to this black man? Answer that question. Since Diddy wants to push that narrative, let's get to it. Since Diddy wants to push that narrative, how can all of these white women, right?
Wow.
Think about what I just said to y'all. Shout out to Monica in the Cash App coming through with a $50 donation. She said they got Tyler Perry ass too. Yeah, I did a video on it last night.
Oh, you know they got Tyler Perry. I did a video on that last night. Go check that out, Tyler Perry. Oh, man, let me tell you something, man. Tyler Perry, know they hung his ass out to dry too. $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry right now for an actor that's accusing him of sexual harassment in the workplace and certain encounters that he vividly, significantly described in his case files. Check it out. Let's keep going.
Tell me, oh man, because see, they trying to, man, you don't see they trying to do to a black man? No, I don't. You know why I don't see it? Because the dude came out here and dropped absolute text messages. Receipts, dog.
Receipts. Receipts.
This is what happens when you don't read
Receipts.
the actual lawsuit. I read the lawsuit. The dude dropped over almost damn near 20 text messages, man. 20.
The man dropped over 20 text messages in the lawsuit against Tyler Perry. He got receipts. What we talking about? Nobody gets to sit around and be like, oh, you know how they doing a black man, or you know how they trying to paint the picture of a black man and what the fuck is you talking about, fam? 20, man. What we doing right now? Hit that like button when you come in, family. It's FAM. Type FAM if you with me, man. Let's get it. Let's keep going. We're going to unfold shit tonight, man. Oh, text message right there. Oh, text message right there on the screen. Check that out. Tyler Perry, text message showing himself. The man showing himself, and he caught on it. So I'm trying to figure out what's Tyler Perry going to say right now. Like, he ain't even gonna do no statement. That's why I be saying these faggot motherfuckers, these bullshit ass people, excuse my language, these bullshit motherfuckers right here, they'll sit there and show and lie about some shit, and yet your ass sitting there just going in knowing that you gotta apologize to the world, or you don't want to apologize. See, that's what I don't understand. Tyler Perry, y'all, listen to me. Diddy, Tyler Perry, if you people like men, and you're gay and you go that way, why you ain't just gonna say that? Come on, man. Why you ain't just gonna say that? You rather get sued for $260 million for sexual harassment in the workplace and try to hang money over a motherfucker head to try to make them do whatever you want them to do so you can put them on for opportunity over here, opportunity over there. Diddy is one of the main motherfuckers that's been doing that. What they call that? A gatekeeper. See, let me tell you something about gatekeeping. See, we all know gatekeepers. Gatekeepers are not just on this level. Gatekeepers are all around the fucking world. In your city, my city, y'all city, wherever city, every city. There's gatekeepers. High level, low level, small level, medium level, major level, go crazy level. Gatekeepers. So when you have somebody like Diddy, Tyler Perry, that's sitting there sexually harassing people in the workplace, clearly you go that way. Why are you not just coming out saying that's the way you go? That's what I don't understand. You did this Medea shit, acting like you gay, acting like this the way you act. And let me tell you something, man. You can't act gay if it ain't in your motherfucking ass. Some type of way. Ain't no motherfucker acting, fam. What's up, 82 Coop? Yeah. Ain't no acting. Big Ball, what's up? Oh, that's real. See, we understand because at the end of the day, you can't act it. It's in you in a way. Somehow. Because I got motherfucking real alphas and real niggas like me, alphas where you can't even act up on that. Why they ass not just coming out saying that's the way they go? But yet you rather get sued, $260 million, Diddy on trial, life in prison, because you fucking with men and women? What we talking about? See, let me tell you something about a gatekeeper. A gatekeeper has either been handed that gate to keep or created it itself. You understand what I'm saying? Because a gatekeeper with power will always rule. Power is bigger than money, to be honest with you, fam. Because power, when you walk into a room, power will hold you without the bag. Like you can walk into the room with no money in your pocket or nothing, but you got power. And they know who the fuck you is at the door. You don't need no money. They know who you is at the door. So power will always rule over money. It don't fucking matter. Point I'm making is they've been abusing their power. And these gatekeepers that are in the world today, period, just on a regular level, a high level, highly weird level, whatever level, the gatekeepers are the ones that either keeps order. That's what people don't want to understand. We talking tonight. Hit that like button for me, family. You already know. Subscribe. We in here, no filters. Gatekeepers have to have order. They have to have structure. There has to be a sense of control, order, and structure. And a lot of that comes from history. The history of what they're keeping, what their gatekeeping is. You have to understand history of whatever organization or whatever company or business or whatever it is. Everything always has foundation. You understand what I'm saying? It always has something that it was built on. So gatekeepers have to keep that structure in place when you're talking about gatekeeping or coming into something. So a gatekeeper will always rule out whatever doesn't go with the curriculum that's already put in place, that's been in there for years, that created a sense of organization, history, what else? What's that word? What's that other word I'm looking for? That history that when you're in a company or you're in an organization or you're a part of a Lord, I can't get it out of my mind. When you're in college, like Skull and Bones, those colleges, you know what I mean? When you're in those societies, in these situations that you're in these organizations, I don't give a fuck if you came from Walgreens and everybody was at Walgreens. It's a gatekeeper at Walgreens. You understand? That's gonna keep shit the right way behind them fucking gates. You understand what I'm saying? That's how shit works. So at the end of the day, it's like, in my mind, it's like, I understand the part of a gatekeeper trying to make sure that the foundation of the organization needs to stay what it is. And we need to make sure that it never changes. But then the gatekeeping part about you saying the only way to come through shit is to be weird? No, that's not no gatekeeping shit right there. That's different. See, that's a gatekeeper that says, hey, for you to get millions, life-changing money, we have to seduce you. We have to humiliate you. We have to kill someone for you. So when you think about the gatekeeping that's going on with Diddy, and that's been going on for like over 30 years, Tyler Perry really kind of just came in the game. Like, Tyler Perry ain't got 30 years, fam, in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you keep hearing shit about him and fucking with grown-ass men and doing shit, it'll make you think in your mind, like, motherfucker, why you just don't come out and just say you gay and you like guys? You like men. Won't you just say the shit? You rather go touch motherfuckers against their will and get charged $260 million? What's the sense in that? Make it make sense, fam. Hit that like button, man. We in here cooking for real. Make it make sense about why the Diddys of the world, the Tyler Perrys of the world, the Rock Nations of the world, these people that are in line and in power, that we continue hearing that they're abusing their power by abusing a person sexually. A2 Coop say he didn't think he was going to get caught. Let me tell you something. Billionaires will never think they get caught, fam. And that's always because of the fact that they can always dust their shoulder off with the money. They always feel like the money will wash it away, swim it away, move it away. I'm just trying to make a point here today. Why Diddy and Tyler Perry and these people not just coming out saying that they gay? Just say you go that way. But you rather abuse people, use your authority, and say, hey, I can make you the next face of the world. But if you don't let me touch you, then you will never be nobody in the world. I don't know. Why? Diddy facing life, my dog. That man that had money since, goddamn me, 40 fucking years ago. Why is Diddy and Tyler Perry not just saying y'all gay and just come out and say that's what the fuck you want? But you rather get all these accusations in the public. First of all, you got to understand, my dog, on that level, all it takes is one motherfucker to say something fucked up about you and it discredits you. See, on the level of politics, Hollywood, entertainment, the big stars, California, New York, Big Apple shit, all that shit. All it takes is just a motherfucker to say one thing and it just discredits you. That's the world we're living in. You could just be discredited. Just off saying one thing we just heard about your dumb ass. You can be amazing as a motherfucker. You can be the father of the year, mama of the year, grandma of the year, auntie of the year. You can be sister of the year, brother of the year. Keep going down the list. You can be manager of the year. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Let a motherfucker just say a room about your motherfucking ass. Just say something. Just something. Especially that corrupts your character. Your rap. It's a rap. You're discredited. And now you have to come back and fight to get whatever that you created for who you was over your life and career, that you've created this following, like how Oprah is, where you create this big ass following. See, a lot of these people don't say shit because if they actually say something, then it's gonna make us think that they actually really did that shit. So that's why you don't hear Jay say shit. You ain't gonna hear Tyler Perry say shit. You ain't finna hear him say nothing, fam. Come on, man. Type FAM if you know Tyler Perry ain't gonna say shit, because you expect him to speak if he can get charged. See, this ain't the first time Tyler Perry. This ain't the first time Diddy been accused about men and shit. Man on videos talking about, yeah, daddy, calling men daddy. Publicly right in front of the fucking people in the world. What? What are we talking about? Man calling people daddy. Diddy's gay. Fuck is we talking about, nigga? Walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck. So why would you hit that motherfucker today, smash that button? Why would you want to go to court just for people to expose to the world your sexual preference? Because don't forget, Diddy had this dude named the Protector have sex with Cassie in front of his face in the fucking corner while he was in the corner touching himself. Think about it now. Let's go back. Let's say it for the people in the back. Diddy called a dude named the Punisher to have sex with Cassie. Have sex with Cassie in front of him, in front of Diddy in the corner. Right. After that, the man Punisher was like, hey, I heard Diddy say some shit to me like, hey, I sure would like to see what that's about with him. He like, oh, man, what? What you on, nigga? Point I'm making. He done said daddy to artists, rappers, entertainers, athletes, all that shit. And they called them motherfuckers daddy in front of everybody. Why hasn't Diddy just come out and said, hey, I'm gay? I'll wait. I mean, let me know. I'll wait. You rather go do life in prison for that to be, because think about it. If Diddy would have came out and said he was gay openly, right? Just openly. A lot of all of this shit here wouldn't really be that theatrical on the other end. Besides the domestic, you know, all that's domestic shit, terrible. Should be locked the fuck up. But the part about all the freak-offs and all of his preference and how he go about shit, honestly, it's like, right. I'll wait. Let me know why Diddy wouldn't just come out and say who he is. And then Tyler Perry. Let me know why. He ain't just gonna come out and say he like men. He'd rather be accused once, twice, 3 times about a sexual harassment, and now he's being sued for $260 million. And now Diddy in there about to do life behind bars for a Rico. See, they had to pull. Oh, this is crazy, fam. This crazy work. Hit that like button. We in here. It's 75. Hit that like button, man. They had to pull a Rico out for this sexually explicit weirdo. But if Diddy would have said he was gay, or if he would have said he's this and that, he may not even be looked at how he's being looked at from the freak-off angle. Let's be real. Think about it, bro. How many of your partners can tell you, like, how many of your partners, everybody, listen to me right now. How many of your friends can tell you how they are? They a certain way, or they like a certain type of thing, or they like this sexually, or they like looking at this, or they like doing this way, or they turned on by that. And you like, oh, that's your thing, right? Yeah, that's your thing. Now, you might look at that like, what the fuck? Right? But they looking at it like that's their thing. So, if it comes out that your friend is off the chain, you be like, oh man, that's just them. That's my homie. That's such and such. Right? No, we just fan it off. Cause we already know they fucked up and they own that shit. We already know what they like. We already know what they own. We already know what they'll do. So when we hear about them doing some weird shit or some crazy shit or some shit you and I ain't really into, we'll just dust it off because that we know that's my partner, and we know because that partner said that is the way they are. That's what they like. That's what they're toned on by. That's what they're turned on by. That's what they want to go do. That's what they want to always do. See, they put it out there. You get what I'm saying? And we called it like, oh, okay, cool. That's my partner. That's what they own. So when we out, it be like, hey, don't fuck with them because, hey, that motherfucker do this. That motherfucker like that. This motherfucker walk up and grope you. This motherfucker walk up and pinch you. That motherfucker walk up and slap you. That motherfucker walk up and grab you. We know that person crazy. So it's accepting because they've admitted to us, our friends, our partners, somebody we might know, they've admitted to us what they like and what's the weird shit that turned them on, right? So now we cool with it. See, if Diddy would have put it out there about the weird shit he like, we'd have probably been cool with it at this point. Why? Because they put it out there. Think about it. Marilyn Manson. Oh, man, we could pull out some fucking names from the earth. You could just pull out some names of some people that's just like, what? But because they put it out there already, we were comfortable to accept it. So if Diddy would have put out the weird shit out there of how he really is already, shit, this shit really wouldn't look that humiliating. I'll wait. Hit that like button, man. We in here. When we cooking, we got to make it make sense. Hit that like button. If Diddy would have put that shit out there, that his motherfucking ass was off the chain, and that he liked this and all that shit they've been talking about in the trial, oh, man, he really wouldn't be humiliated. He really wouldn't be the Rico. Shit, I'm trying to figure out the Rico, because it ain't gangster. He ain't gangster. What, he had some guns in the closet, some machine guns? I would have took the machine guns in the closet and been cool with that shit. But it's just the fact, though, why hasn't Diddy just come out and said he into that shit? You a billionaire. Most billionaires, millionaires, are into some weird shit. Why? Because you have to understand how much the money, how far the money can go. You have to understand how far the money can reach. You have to understand how far the money can't be shut down. You have to understand nobody can come in and say a motherfucking thing to the money because the money that long. The money go that far. The money can sell your dumb ass. So there's no way that you're telling me that even if Diddy would have put it out there that he's like that, he into that weird shit, he like watching bitches get fucked by niggas he don't even know, he like fucking with niggas too, all that shit. If he'd have put it out there, he wouldn't be humiliated. He would really just be embarrassed for putting his hands on a motherfucking chick publicly, Cassie, in a hotel by his daughters, his mamas. But think about it. Them people been around this whole time. You don't think his daughter and them or sons and them ain't seen them slap the shit out of Cassie before? You think that was really some shit in court? Hell, when the tape was released, his kids are old enough to go look that shit up themselves. So let's stop with that, you know, this sympathy party for Diddy and his kids and all that bullshit, fam. Why hasn't Diddy just come out and say, hey, I like men. That's my thing. Instead of get embarrassed and be facing life in prison. Because all this is a humiliation. And now you got Brendan Paul snitching. That has to do with the drugs that was going from this state to that state. So you got to understand with a billionaire just ain't finna move with no weed, no little bag of weed, no little bag of some, you know, some pills, a little bag of dope, none of that. This a billionaire. I'm sure he's gonna have a briefcase with his name customized and make sure his shit, he got compartments. Here go the dope, here go the X, here go the weed. God damn it, here go the acid, here go the whatever new shit, here go the depressor, the oppressor, here go the energy, here go the extra, here go the here go the liquor. I mean, come on, fam. You don't think that's that? They trying to make that look like Rico. But honestly, that's just a billionaire moving cleanly and being organized with his dope. Fuck we talking about? But see, I'm from the hood. Right here. Yeah. We'll never get a briefcase like that just to put all my weed and my dope in. Fuck is we talking about? What? Give a fuck if I got it like that. I'm still cuffing it. I'm still putting it up. Listen, man, when we got legal, just real quick, side note, when we went legal, I ain't know what to do. Shit, I was like, boy, I'm from back in the day. But you got people like Diddy and them out here, they got a briefcase of the shit. So now white boy trying to act like, well, shit, whenever it's time to go party, I just go pick up the briefcase full of all the dope and all to get high, and we just go to the party. They calling that trafficking. They calling that distribution. They calling that drug trafficking, fam, distribution. Because this man got a nice briefcase and then took it to every party, every state. Miami, New York, Vegas. I mean, come on, what? I'm trying to understand that. The feds, the government, boy, they so motherfucking creative on how they flipping this shit. But again, let's get back to the point. Why hasn't Diddy just said, yo, I like men, I like weird shit, I like watching this, I like doing this like this, this what I like, this what it is, this what it is. Because I'm sure every woman that Diddy didn't fuck with, they know what he like. So what ain't like it's a thing about, oh, is it embarrassment? Because now you're embarrassed in the public and now, you know, niggas in the hood in New York and your hometown that already question you for calling them niggas like Fabulous and niggas like Jada and, you know, and niggas like Noriega and Drink Champs calling these niggas daddy. You afraid of them talking about you when your whole motherfucking city and state and all the boroughs question you and being this way? A little bit of, ain't no little bit at this point. Diddy ain't from nobody hood. He from Harlem. Pretty boy motherfucker. And his daddy was a snitch. What we talking about? You don't even know. You got to understand what happened here, man. Diddy daddy was a snitch. That's how he got connected with CIA type niggas. On that fuck shit, Clyde Davis type shit. And then his mama was allegedly told that she's dead and that his mama that's playing mama is really like an aunt. Or like a friend of the family type shit. So let's get right. Let's make sure we understand what's happening right now. Diddy don't want to come out and say he's just gay, but rather be embarrassed to the world for so many years. Meek Mill. Think about the Meek Mill situation with Diddy. Think about it. Meek Mill, the situation, the names that have come up with Diddy and men. Tyler Perry and the names that have come up with people and men. Tell me now that if this man would have came out and said they're gay, would they be on trial? Would they really be on trial? Would people really be sitting there saying, oh, he finna be sued for $260 million? Because in my mind, if he already came out and said how he was, if he's forcing men to try to do things with him and these men know how he is, what we talking about, fam? You can work for him, but if he tries to sexually exploit you or pressure you or try to touch you, a line is being crossed. A line is need to be drawn respectfully. All of that. But again, if Diddy would have came out and said he like men, if Jay-Z had come out and say they like men, see, Jay-Z ain't saying shit about nothing. See, that's the difference between Jay-Z, Diddy, and this shit with Tyler Perry. Jay-Z the only motherfucker ain't talking. Just like the shit about Oprah. Oprah ain't talking. See, people ain't gonna talk. Tyler Perry not gonna talk. He gonna let y'all, he gonna let us do the talking and put the narrative where it go. But see, he don't know. By him not speaking, see, what ain't got to be said is already spoken. How many know for way in there? Let me say that again for them in the back. What's already known ain't got to be said. So they already know what's up, fam. But I'm just trying to figure out, what's the point of y'all being in this situation if you always been sexually harassing men? If you always been on saying that you on the gay side. If you're gay, say that. But now I know even more that it's deeper than that. Because if all it was just gay and sexual touching and dealing with people, and it was already put out there, we wouldn't even be looking at Diddy like he fucked up in the head because of what's going on in the courtroom. Every time somebody says he's in the corner jacking off, watching people fuck his girlfriends, or he been smacking bitches left and right, or he making security hang niggas over banners like he's a gangster because he's not doing it. Only thing he's doing is smacking bitches. Running around trying to act like he that guy. Making people do shit with the money, but he ain't doing shit. But on some weird shit. So the embarrassment is more so that he like men, and men is exposing his dumb ass. That's basically the case here, fam. And then on top of it, you got to understand something. When you take advantage of your power and you a gatekeeper and people just coming in the game trying to eat, trying to get a million, just trying to live better than what they was living, you know how many motherfuckers had to really be an actor just to get out the hood? Some people probably ain't even try to act. Some people was a comedian. Motherfucker ain't even grow up a comedian. Shit was just funny. And they trying to get out the hood. Niggas trying to feed their family, my dog. What? You don't understand how serious that shit is, dog. But you over here using motherfuckers. You don't think somebody want to pull up and put two in your dome for you sitting there trying to exploit your powers and trying to hang it over somebody that's been, where the government been hanging over motherfuckers in poverty and shit? And the only way out is sing, dance, rap, act. Because it's talent, motherfucker. Everybody just didn't have the books. It's talent. But it's really sad to me to think that a gatekeeper, a person that bleed the same blood in the world as a human. Now, we're not the same type, but it's just as a human. You gonna gatekeep some shit on what the fuck I got going over here? Signal Corp say Diddy gonna switch on Ellen. That's why she left America. See, let me explain something to you, man. Hit that like button. We about to get real. Let's get right. Everyone that's left America knows the level of what's been going on with Diddy and what they've done with Diddy. And then because they know the tapes and everything that's been exploited and everybody involved with the spirits, the lawsuit, the spirits that he won, that he sued. You know, let's get right. Diddy sued Spirits Liquor, who owns Deala, and he won. The Deala brand, Spirits, got mad, and now they getting on him. Because there's no way that that level of police presence came to his house. That was one call. From who? The CIA retired agent that is now the CEO of Spirit Liquor. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Hit that like button. We getting real. It's getting real. The CEO of Spirits Liquor, who Diddy took to court and sued and won. The CEO is a retired CIA agent. And that agent clearly made a call. Come on, man. It ain't hard to know. Don't be stupid. If it walk like a duck, sound like a duck, it's a duck. Made a call, and there's no way that you can even get that level of police presence that quick, that fast, that day. For that person, this is still a black man who just raps and does music and do liquor and shit like that. Diddy ain't the president. He ain't got no levels. He ain't up there. What the fuck is we talking about? So I know it had to be somebody in a high level place to be able to make a call for that much level of police presence, Fed presence, not police, Fed. government presence to just come in there and take everything and have that man facing life and put a Rico on him. They didn't put sexual harassment. They didn't put domestic violence. They didn't put a gun charge. They put Rico. Rico is an organizational charge. So clearly they don't feel like they can take Puffy by himself. That's why I'm telling y'all dumbass who got on the stand and testified, it's an organizational charge. That means you dumb motherfuckers gonna feel it too. See, a lot of y'all thought they was just gonna get up there and tell on Diddy, bury Diddy, go back home, get up under the cover and go back to their new life. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no. See, you don't understand. When the situation goes left with Diddy, they're gonna come back right with more charges. See, you gotta understand the feds they haven't charged Diddy with everything right now. That's why we're getting a lot of the embarrassment and humiliation right now in all of these testimonies, everybody that's just been there since it's been day 30. That's what's been going on. Just a humiliation. So they know that even if this doesn't stick and Diddy can walk away, or Diddy can just get, 5 years probation, something light, nothing that's 10 years, because Diddy like 50, so if he doing 10 and 20, that's life automatically, okay? So let's make sure we understand, Diddy is over 50 years old. If he gets 20 years, that's life. If he gets like 10 almost, that's about life as well, okay? So what I'm saying is that they had to do an organizational charge just to bring Diddy down by himself. So if they going after one person, but they're using an organizational charge to do it, and they have people saying, hey, everything we did, it was by committee and by organization as a unit, in unison, that's going to always put Rico on a person. But the point I'm trying to make here is how heavy are they really making the Rico from the street point of view? Because they're really not. They're trying to really say he's a gatekeeper and he trafficked sexual trafficking. Meaning that he was telling bitches to go from Vegas to New York to Chicago to St. Louis to back to Vegas to over here to over there to fuck. Now, when you actually have a sex worker, somebody that's being paid to have sex legally, different, because their title is actually a sex worker. So that means they're using that as a traffic point of view. So now we have to get into the point of view of saying, why the fuck did these people think that they can tell on Diddy and they not telling on themselves? I'll wait. How the fuck they dumbass think that they telling on Diddy and they telling on themselves? Dumbass. Cassie, just because domestic violence was done to you and you pregnant don't mean you can't be charged. Because a lot of the shit they was talking about with Cassie, they was saying that she was moving that shit herself. She was a part of herself. She was orchestrating things herself. You understand? So whether she was coerced at some point, these people still had choice to leave, but chose to stay and still blame that weird motherfucker over there, Diddy, that could have told the world, I'm weird, I like watching my girl have sex with men, I like men, I like men, women, and I like a lot of people, I like a lot of baby oil when fucking, I like fucking for like a week, I like breathing under hot, humid temperatures while fucking. I like to have IV after fucking because we really party hard. Now, if you'd have heard that shit, would we really be sitting there talking about Diddy fucked up? I'll wait. Because again, what I say, when your friends tell you how they like it, you know, the girlfriends, you know, females, your girlfriend tell you they like it like this, they like it like that. They like the thumb in their ass. They like to eat the thing like that. They like to breathe like this. They like sex like that. They want to be done like, they want to be done like this. They want to be done like that. You process that shit like, oh, girl, you crazy, the motherfucker. So then if it come up that they dealt with somebody and you find out how they got down in your motherfucking ass, you will sit there and be like, oh, man, that's how she is. It's cool because that's how she is. See, we accept that shit when we already being told that shit in our eyes because we've accepted it in our hearts. You understand that? That's real life. Because real shit, once we see it, we accept it. That's why, side note, we can see the crazy movies and see new shit, weird shit, AI shit, Elon Musk type shit, all of this theory shit, or all of these new videos that's just dropping all the fucking places. We can see that shit and be like, oh shit. But we don't really be like, oh shit, because we've already seen the shit in some damn movies or something. Some retarded shit. Some ignorant shit, some goofy shit. In a movie or something. We like, what the fuck is this? But we see it in the movie, so we like, okay, yeah, they filmed that. They had to make that up. They had to go act that out. So we don't feel no type of way. We don't feel like it's real because they had to go act that out. Motherfucker, where you think they got it from? A real human had to come up with it. Whatever that word shit is, they had to come up with it and put it on our eyes just for us to even get it. And then we get it, and now we got it, and now it's good. So now we see it again, and it's really nothing. We become comfortable. It's cool. See, let me tell you what else fucked up. You ever seen a person that's missing a leg, and they got like a titanium leg, right? Or you seen somebody missing an arm, and they got like a titanium arm or some shit, something like that? You ain't never seen a motherfucker that's got like the titanium arm, right, arm, left, titanium leg, right, leg, left, and just got the body and the head. We seen that shit on movies. Now, let us see that shit in real life. We gonna be fucked up. But we ain't gonna be that fucked up. Why? Because we already seen it in movies. So what I'm saying is, if Diddy would have put it out there that he was fucked up and weird like that, and he was really that nasty, and that they doing freak-offs for a week, they fucking for a week with baby oil bottles like 1,000, sex workers, porn stars. I mean, come on, man. Come on, fam. You really got to type FAM if you know that billionaires get down like this. Type FAM, hit that like button if you know billionaires get down like this. This ain't new shit. It's just the fact that it's being exposed in court. So are we really amused? Are we really fucked up by it? Yeah, it's people that's mad because they like, damn, this what the fuck Diddy on? He holding bitches against they will. He making people do shit they don't want to do. Why? Because he a gatekeeper. You got to get down or lay down with this motherfucker. And you talking about people like MICH that's out here being heard on some recordings that him and Diddy was fucking. Let me say that back the other way. Him and Diddy was getting down. It ain't brand new. The point is, though, what's brand new is that it's being exposed in court. A gatekeeper is being exposed in court. That's what's new. You understand me? That's what's new. A gatekeeper is being exposed in court. That means those that run that person is in a different lane. Because even Tyler Perry, new gatekeeper, a new gatekeeper. He's a new gatekeeper. Why? Because the power that be. He got power. He can make you a star. He can put you in a sitcom, a series, a movie, a TV show, a talk. He can do it. Oprah show, all of that. It don't matter. It's new under the sun to those in the world that don't know what's going on. And here at No Filters with Deala T, we gonna put it out there and we gonna cook them up every time. Because again, we can't allow these people back in our community if they are let free. Because my kids and your kids still in this community. Hell, Tyler Perry out here sexual harassing grown-ass men. What's up, CR7? What they on? Oh, yeah, Diddy still out here lying, still on that same shit. They caught another juror lying. Now, on the top of that, oh, man, they didn't cancel court. And now they didn't leak some type of article with information from a sealed proceeding that had nothing to do with nothing. And now they trying to get through and get by and figure it out. Yeah, somebody had to show Diddy. Let's put some names out there. Yeah, somebody showed Diddy the way. You got to understand, for Diddy to move like this, he was trained. He was groomed. He was told. He was put into that position of power. Clyde Davis, shout out to Esmart. What's up, man? Yeah. But even in that, you have to understand Clyde Davis knew his daddy. Clyde Davis knew Diddy's daddy who worked for the CIA on the low. So you got to understand how the power just goes from one person to the next. And everybody that's in entertainment or politics, let's say politics. In politics, power has to go from one person in the family to the next person in the family because you need to keep the power in the family. That's how it works. That's why you get the incest and all that extra dumb shit because they have to keep the power in the family. They wouldn't normally just meet somebody outside of the family, have sex, get married, and then combine the families. Why? Because there's too much crazy, corrupt, crazy shit going on. That you're not just going to meet these people and allow that. Families say you got to take your power back, Andrew. Power will always be yours, regardless. If you allow someone to abuse that power. Because all you got to do is say, hey, I am him. I am standing on business. That's not right. That's not wrong. You have to stand on business with power. Power is in me. Power is in you. But when we allow power in other people to overrun the power we have, power is never taken from us. Power is only lowered and leveled and higher. That's all power does. Power is only given and taken on the offices that power lays in. I'm going to say it for the people in the back. Power is only given and taken between the office that power is laid in. The position that power is given. You can be a manager today. You can be the janitor tomorrow. You can be the boss today. You can be the worker tomorrow. Power is the position. It is the title. It is what represents the work put in. Respect, as Mark, subscribe. That like button for me, we in here. What I want to understand is why would Diddy abuse his power? And that's why we understand how Clyde Davis, people like that, has trained Diddy to have power over people. Because if he doesn't have power over people, he wouldn't even be in the position he's in today. That's what I've realized today. If Diddy doesn't have power over people, he doesn't have power today. And that's because people like Diddy and Jay-Z, they didn't really have a talent. You have to understand, they was given power. When you're given power, you have to... When you're given power or you create power, you have to withstand power. You have to hold on to power. You have to keep power. And in Diddy's, in their position, the things they have to do to keep the powers that be happy for them to have power, They have to literally degrade you to become sheep, lamb, for them to have power and maintain power. Because they have no talent. Jay-Z couldn't rap. Nobody cared about how he sounded. Nobody cared about Hawaiian Silky fame. None of that shit. Nobody cared about a DMX. Like people like DMX, Big L, you know, Biggie Smalls, you know, Pac. Like these people had their own sound, their own talent, their own charisma. They had their own Picasso. Jay-Z and them didn't sound like that. They knew they had to move people out the way for them to be heard. That is exactly what happened with Diddy. You have to move things out the way to be seen. Anytime you have to move things out the way to be seen, either you're not doing something enough to be seen on your own, or you just don't have it on your own. Because you literally got to shoot down some shit, cut down some shit, move some shit out the way just to be seen. What I don't understand is Diddy and them have power already and is seen, know what's going on, but yet they would abuse power just to stay in position. So let's make it make sense, family. Why would Diddy and them not say they're gay and just come out and say you're gay? Why is Tyler Perry not coming out and saying he's gay? I mean, I'm just saying, make it make sense. If it's that serious for you to keep it under wraps and be accused of sexual harassing men, Diddy touching boys like Bieber, that can get you life in prison? The fact that Alex said they'll lose mad respect. No, see, you don't understand. The respect is already gone. He's been heard dealing with Meek Mill. He's been heard calling Harlem and New York rappers daddy publicly. He continues to be questioned at these parties about men and men together, seeing this man dealing with men. He continues to watch his woman have sex with men and then partake in it and want a man to have sex with him. This is what has been exposed in court. But this also what has been exposed before court. So there's nothing about no respect that needs to be lost, because the respect was already gone when New York knew that Diddy was questioned. Why? Because all it takes is one to discredit you. See, that's the thing. In the Hollywood world, you can accuse them of everything, but if they don't say shit, it's just up in the air. You know what I'm saying, fam? If it's just up in the air. So whatever we make of it is just in the air. It don't even matter, because it's whatever we make of it. And that's what they allow. They allow us to create the narrative. The narrative put out, and they allow us to shape the narrative. So they know what they're doing with that, like with no problem. The issue I'm having is, how many times are people like Tyler Perry going to be accused of sexually harassing a man? Even after this 20-page text messages that he's been accused of in the case filings, they're saying him exactly what he's done to men and to this man, Mr. Dickerson, an actor, on the Oval. So go check out the Oval and see Mr. Dickerson, and you'll know who's suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. Let's back to my point. Why is Tyler Perry not just coming out? You rather spend the people's money by sexually harassing people? Every time you sexually harass somebody and you're charged for sexually harassing, that's the people's money. That's the movie money that people spent with you. Series money people spent with you. Them plays you was doing dressing up as Medea spent with you. All that shit. Why ain't you just coming out? Because now Tyler Perry is looked at as well as just like Diddy. I'll wait. Let me say that for the people in the back. Tyler Perry is being looked at like Diddy. Now, see, that's a difference right now. Because the biggest thing about being looked at like Diddy for Tyler Perry, he's the one that be talking that God shit. He the one talk Jesus. He the one laying hands, praying for people like T.D. Jakes. By the way, T.D. Jakes being accused of things, male activity with Diddy. So if Tyler Perry is sexually harassing men, not once, not twice, 3 times, at this point, we know you like men. So if you're saying you love God, you love Jesus, all is right and right is all is right, and this is the way we should live and the things we should be doing and the way of the man and the way that we should be going is following God, what example are you see, if you're not even talking about God or Jesus or laying hands on people or in church or at the BT Awards or talking about how they're trying to erase people and how Jesus and God and all of this, if you're not talking like that, we're not looking at you how we looking at you for saying that you sexually harassing men and being charged $260 million. We wouldn't even be looking at you crazy. But the fact that you done put all that out there, like you're godly, you care about Jesus, you care about the way of right going right and wrong being wrong, you sexually harassing people. What's right and wrong? What? You sexually harassing people. What are we talking about? You got to call it what it is. Who gonna hit up Tyler Perry and tell him, boy, you're wrong, you're fucked up. You're sexually harassing people. You don't get to tell people how to believe in God. You continuously sexually harassing people. Men. You don't get to tell people what to do in the world. Hell, I want to see TMZ. See, this that shit I be talking about. Because TMZ be choosing what they want to put out there. TMZ, people like TMZ, they want to put it out. They want to put it out there like trying to figure it out. Man, shout out to John H. My dog back in here with me. Kevin Spacey. Been on the list. Been on the list. Been put out there. But I'm just trying to figure out why are we not holding people accountable and making them have to speak up and telling them, oh, you sexually harassing people, Tyler Perry? We ain't watching another motherfucking movie. We ain't watching another series. We ain't supporting you at another award show. We ain't putting another dime in your pocket. Why we not doing that? Because at the end of the day, if we not holding them accountable, are we not holding ourselves accountable, fam? Like, I mean, you a parent. You know, like you feel some type of way about shit with your kid. So you uphold shit with your child. Why we not upholding shit with Tyler Perry? Why we not upholding shit with Diddy? Why we not upholding shit Kevin Spacey? Why we not upholding shit with the Jay-Z's, the Rock Nations? We gotta uphold shit. And everybody got a fucking voice. Problem is, ain't nobody talking. Everybody got a mouth. Ain't nobody opening it up. See, we have to do this in mass. You understand? We just can't do it one way. See, we can start hearing No Filters with Deala T and start with that like button and smashing and subscribing so we can keep going on this journey to bring these people down and bring shame to them. Because again, they have to be accountable and held accountable because they have destroyed lives. They've destroyed people's dreams. They've destroyed people's youth. They have degraded people's futures. And in this case, Diddy has a level of power that I don't really even think y'all really understand going on here. See, they gonna try to bury Diddy. They gonna try to bury Diddy. Okay? They gonna try to bury him the first time. First time. First time. But the way they're going about it is they want to humiliate him so bad that they don't even want to make it seem like that he don't even look like he's on this. They want to humiliate him so bad that he always seem like when you think Diddy, you think domestic violence, holding people against their will, forcing people to do things that they never did in their life, degrading things, discrediting people, holding. I mean, we can go down a list of everything this man is doing and done and still did. So who over here talking about free Diddy? I mean, how could you fathom that out your mouth? Free Diddy? You really think free Diddy? The nerve of you motherfuckers that would think free Diddy. Bro, they put their hands on kids. Yeah, kids. Diddy and them, yeah, kids. Yeah. Yeah. You think Epstein was just a story, like a storybook story? These are people with power that's been partying with people since the 30, 40 years ago. They've been partying for a long motherfucking time together. That's why you got people like Trump. You got to understand, Trump was just a billionaire. He wasn't even a president. So the fact that just a regular person that's not really into politics, just making money into realtor, just like like being a realtor and just, housing, public, like property, shit like that, all of a sudden become the president. And you didn't think Trump was kicking it with Diddy before? Diddy and Trump been kicking it like the 90s. Like, what the fuck is we talking about? What? That's the point of me trying to say this Rico shit is going to really hurt everybody that snitched on Diddy except for really Diddy. Everybody involved with this because the Rico is an organizational charge. But Diddy know people like Trump. And when Trump was asked a question about pardoning Diddy, he laughed. Okay, I'm sorry. I know people want to know, and that's what's going on with Mr. Combs. But we just, I got to look at all the facts. We want to look at everything, and get an understanding of, what's going on, and that's all. What? Do that not sound like Trump is going to pardon Diddy? Type FAM if you think Trump gonna pardon Diddy. Fam, we in there. Hit the like button. Type FAM if you think Trump gonna pardon Diddy. Because what's gonna really hurt us is that Diddy gonna do all this and get pardoned. And then they gonna try to come back around and charge him again. But this time they gonna charge him with the real Rico shit. Because you gotta understand, he had machine guns that was found in his closet with the serial number scratched off. They ain't even saying shit about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't saying shit about, like, guns and, like, racketeering and, like, they ain't really saying shit about that shit for real. It's more so, like, paying sex traffickers to go from over here to over there. That's sex trafficking. And then, paying people to go pick up baby oil and shit, on this credit card, not through his credit card. Getting hotel rooms and fucking all the time and having shows. I mean, like, what's really the problem in that? Right. So Trump can just look at that like, oh, man, y'all really just, this Trump. Trump be like, really? I thought, he was killing people. I thought he was robbing people, it's so funny. I thought he was really doing something that's really something. Some gangster shit, but oh no, he's done nothing really wrong. Let's get him out. Yeah, let's get him out. We're gonna set date for him. That's how I heard Trump doing that. That's exactly how I heard Trump, fam. Pepper C said an agent testified about the guns without serial numbers. And that's fine. The agent can testify about the guns. Matter of fact, Everybody that came in the house that seen the guns can testify about the guns. That ain't even mattering. The point that's mattering is that the guns can possibly be the only thing that really lock him up if they use that now. But is he going to get the real time for that level of guns? See, a pistol and a pocket rocket is one thing. A Glock and a machine gun is another thing. Okay, so you're dealing with high-level artillery, machine gun shit with numbers scratched off. So that means them guns could have probably come from the same people that's charging his ass. Because why is the serial number scratched off? Let me know, fam. We all fam out here. FAM. Why are the serial numbers scratched off those guns? And those are high-level artillery, military shit guns. So it's funny how the same people that's charging this man, government, feds, at some point had to have a connection for him to get those guns from those level of people. Because you can't get them guns from Tommy down the street. You can't get them guns from Richard and them around the corner in Harlem. You can't get that level of guns from them, fam. It had to be some real people that's in real power, that's in real play, getting it really in. You understand? What's up, Duty? I see you in here. What's up, Nicole? I see you in here. Let me tell you something. Diddy should have come out and just said he was gay. He should have just paid Cassie the first time when being accused. Because, see, people like Hugh Hefner, people like Playboys, people that have been dealing with women for all this time, has always taken care of these type of situations. That don't mean that's okay. But Diddy ain't the first and ain't the last that's been on that crazy shit. So the point I'm making is, if they wanted to embarrass him, because you know how many other people they know that's acting like Diddy and moving like Diddy, or been moving like Diddy? Hell us. So you really don't get no thing about saying, hey, this is crazy because it's Diddy. Yeah, it's crazy because it's Diddy, because people think he just do music. You don't think he, having a week of fucking and all these high-level political people can come to his house. But think about it. Why not? Why not? Why not? Tell me why not. Josh say, as I told you last night, bro, all these politicians are dodgy. Let me tell you what they are. Powerful. And because they're powerful, we're looking at a situation where Diddy could get out right now without Trump pardon. Because why wouldn't Diddy have certain high levels of people? Because think about it, they haven't even started really snitching. He probably brought up one or two names, but he ain't really started snitching. Like really snitching. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got all these tapes and you got all these people, why the government haven't called in those people? He only called in Kid Cudi. They only called in Kid Cudi. That's the only. And see, I seen Kanye West in that motherfucker. Let's get right. See, Kanye West ain't in there just to be in there. He came to check the temperature of the courtroom. Just to let Diddy know, yo, I'm here with you. Please don't bring up my motherfucking name. That's what happened with Kanye. This is so bigger than Diddy, though. And shout out to Nicole understanding that. Because I told my family the other day, I said, listen to me. For them to expose a gatekeeper, this is way bigger than Diddy. But the fact that Diddy won in court against the biggest liquor brand in the world, with the CEO owner that is a retired CIA agent, he had it coming. Because all the CIA agent had to do was find out, hey, Diddy be having them parties, don't he? We know he got some tapes and shit in there, don't he? She called the CIA, DEA, FBI, and told all of them, go to Diddy house and get them tapes. Because somebody in that organization of Spirits Liquor is on them tapes. Somebody on them tapes. Powerful. Nicole said you have to be woke to really see what's going on. See, and we understand what the word woke mean in this understanding here. Because woke in this case means you have to see in between the lines. Woke means even though that the conspiracy theories are being leaked, we have to say if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck. We have to see these things with our own eyes. We see Diddy beating the shit out of Cassie in a hotel room. We see Cassie trying to get away. We see her being drugged from the elevator and being smacked the shit out of her. We see it with our own eyes. We see Diddy sitting by the poolside with his so-called mama doing an IV, talking to her, kissing her on the lips. Meaning, even after all the parties, they said they was doing IVs. We see Diddy grooming Usher, taking them in at an early age that their parents allowed him to. Justin Bieber, taking them in at an early age, their parents allowing them to. Will Smith's son, taking them in at an early age, them allowing him to. And many more, taking them in at an early age and them allowing him to. We see it. Now we hear from the people out of their own mouths that's had 30 years or more experience with Diddy every day almost. Usher said out of his own mouth, he was introduced to things at a young age that he never even thought he would ever see in his life. And that he never even wanted to bring it up in detail. But yet he still put it out there like it wasn't shit. Diddy should be locked the fuck up and never let out. Because Diddy's gatekeeping is at another molecular level that this sick motherfucker would use kids and put his hands on kids. You can let alone come against an adult. You can come against an adult and that adult can fight you, sue you, all of that shit. But when you put your hands on kids, innocent kids that has talent, can sing, dance, act, and you take advantage of that child to exploit your own personal fantasies, like Montreal Jordan said, you would think he was abused as a kid. But let me tell you something. He was. But that will never be the excuse for him to put his hands on kids today. And that's why you and me have to always stand up for us and our kids today when Diddy is let back into the public. Because it will happen. He will be released back into the public at some point. Even if they do a mistrial, they're going to have to do this shit all over again. It's not going to be like a mistrial to be thrown out. It's going to be like a mistrial where they will redo the whole case again, damn near, and get more people to testify. But the point I'm making is that people in New York, where his hometown is, where you all know where Bad Boy record label is, where some of you all actually know where he lives. If Diddy lived here and was on the shit he was on, he wouldn't make it past the first day we heard about it with some motherfucking kids. And like Nicole said, he ain't the only one out here doing this shit. We know he ain't, but he's the one that's the gatekeeper that's been doing it damn near the longest. Let's get right up in here. He's the gatekeeper that's been doing. See, that's the difference between Diddy and Pac and Kevin Spacey or whoever the hell. That's the difference between Diddy and Tyler Perry. The gatekeeper and the long-term effect and time he's had on all of these actors, all of these athletes, all of these singers, songwriters, producers, engineers. Oh, God. For over 40 years. You got to understand the time frame of this shit, man. People really getting psyched out about this shit with Diddy. Some people getting damn near burnt out about the shit with Diddy. But you got to understand, this is how long he's been doing it. Where they're calling people on the stand. What's up, Chillin' Joy? I ain't seen you in a minute. Shout out to you, fam. They're calling people on the stand that was with this man for like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Like he ain't seen in so long, but they still got information, text messages, papers, all type of shit they still have from that long, and they ain't worked with them in 10, 20 years. So that tells you how tormented and traumatized these people are on the inside and how they've not been able to move on, really trying to move on. But if they've moved on, why they ain't throwing that shit away? If these people would have moved on, why they ain't throw that shit away? I'll wait. Let me say it again for the people in the back. If these people are not traumatized and fucked up about what happened with Diddy, why do they still have text messages, information from back 30 years ago, holding on to shit like they are hoarding? Clearly, something's there that they can't throw away. I mean, it's really there. It's there. If you can get on the fucking stand and talk all that shit about that man that's right over there looking at your ass that fucked you up, clearly you wanted to get that out. But the fact you still holding on to shit, you ain't even caring about this organizational Rico, organizational charge that can lock your dumb ass up because you have harbored those feelings and that trauma and that trauma for all of these years. What's up, Sweet Pea? The point I'm making is they're trying to put time, personnel, together. And as long as you got time, personnel, and the person that's in power all together, boy, that's damn near Rico 101. Like Samurai said, plus evidence. That's 101. Rico. Because this is organizational charges from an organizational RAND-based company. And it's sad too because it almost makes you fucked up about trying to make a label or make a music label, because even if you have a music label, it's like, damn, why you can't go from like state to state and be fucking and shit? Like, why you can't go state to state fucking? Like, why you can't go state to state and have your own fucking? Like, why you can't have 20 people in your house fucking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? In Miami, in New York, in California, Chicago, St. Louis. Why you can't have that? And then if you hire somebody to have sex with, that's legal, hire, and then you tell them you want to fuck them in Miami, California, Las Vegas, Chicago, That's sex trafficking? They just said that Elon Musk walks around with a case that has ecstasy in it, weed, prescription pills, and some more shit to get high as fuck off of. Elon Musk walks around with it, motherfucker. Walk around with it. I'm trying to figure out how Brendan Paul is snitching on walking around with a case of drugs. If Elon Musk can do it publicly, how the fuck Diddy can't do it publicly? This is once again how I know they trying to embarrass him. This is exactly how I know once again they're trying to embarrass Diddy. Get them likes up, family, we in here. Get them likes up, family, we in here. That's how I know they trying to embarrass him. You understand me? Hit that like button, baby. That's how I know they trying to embarrass him. Because if you got people like Elon Musk that can just walk around with a drug case, literally the case full of drugs and get high, and tell people publicly that he got that, or it's put out there publicly that that's what's going on, I don't understand how Brendan Paul is able to be charged or snitching for carrying the same drug case around city to city when they party. Oh, Nicole, wow. Nicole said, wow, that's crazy. It's about color. Think about it. And see, it's so hard, fam, when it comes down to it, because we know in this world what's going on, man, with my tone. We know what's going on with my skin tone and your skin tone and they skin tone and they skin tone. We know what's up. It's levels to this shit. Let's get real in here, Nicole. Let's levels to this shit. The tone will always set the situation, my niggas. You understand me? It will always set the tone. Your skin will always set the tone. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Your skin will always set the tone in which the situation you're in is happening. Your skin will always set the tone for whatever the fuck is going on in the situation you in. Because I don't understand how the fuck Elon Musk can walk around and publicly say he got drugs on him and get high as a falcon, and he in the highest level of the highest office in the world. But Diddy, little happy ass, can go around fucking going crazy, getting high everywhere. I don't understand that. If we're going to charge people, if we're going to hold people accountable, if we're going to say this is what it is, if we're going to say this is the way it goes, we have to be consistent. We have to stay consistent on what we charging people and how we holding people accountable about what the fuck they doing out here. You can't tell him he can do it, but he can't. But you know what's unfortunate? That's the world we live in. Where they get to do it, but they can't do it. They get to do it, but they can't do it. Hell, Elon said he was using robots to try to tap in the demons. Let me say that for the people in the back. Elon Musk said he was using AI to try to tap in the demons in the spiritual realm. If you want to see that video on Elon, type FAM if you in here with me for No Filters from Deala T on Elon Musk. Let me know, because we exposing everybody here at No Filters. You understand? At the end of the day, people like Diddy don't get to treat and take advantage of their power just because they've been powerful for so long. That ain't how that works. Just because you've been powerful so long don't mean you can keep power. Think about it. Diddy know people like Trump that's been at parties. People like Trump been at these parties. People like Obama been at these parties. People like Jay-Z been at these parties. Beyonce been at these parties. You understand? Hell, if he knew Elon Musk before now, Elon Musk would have been in these parties. The fuck we talking about? So you can't sit there and tell me I'm tripping when we talking about Diddy don't deserve to come out of jail because he feeling like he can just touch on little boys. And they parents, see, this is really what's fucked up. Like, we straight got to protect the kids from their own parents, bro. The parents is signing these kids off to this man. Fuck is you talking about? And then when you got people like Elon Musk that's on the side of the highest office in the world, Elon Musk on the side of the highest office in the world, that's got to make you, that's got to spook you a little bit. We in a day and time now, my friends, my brothers and sisters, where people cloning motherfuckers. We in a day and time where they making robots, motherfuckers. We in a day and time where AI is the leading source of all things in this motherfucker. We in a day and time now where you can be discredited, degraded, talked bad to, the worst person ever. And you can still be forgiven. Like you never did it before. We living in a day and time where bad is looked at as greatness. Good is looked at as boring. Weird is looked at as exciting. Crazy is looked at as calm and cool and collect. We living in a time where there is absolutely no direction, even if you are the director. Because where are you leading people to? What are you being led to for you to lead? We're living in a time where a woman can say she was never shot publicly to the police on camera, to the EMT on camera. And a man will still go to jail for shooting a woman. We living in a time where chastising our kids don't even matter no more. The discipline of your child don't even matter no more. We living in a time where when a motherfucking kid do something, it's funny. It ain't a learning. It ain't a process. It ain't even trying to discipline. It's just fucking funny when they do some grown shit. When a baby cuss. When a kid cuss. We living in a time where babies having babies and they think it's funny or it's fun or it's a trend. We living in a time where people like Tyler Perry can be charged $260 million for sexually harassing a man and can go back to just living life like nothing ever happened. Time, the cycle of time has sped up. You understand me? Let's get right up in here. Let's get right. Let's get right for them in the back. Let's get right. Let's hit them like buttons. Let's get right. Let's hit them likes in here. Let's get right. We're living in a time where time has sped up. People want to think that time itself is going fast. No, time is still time. The frequency of how the span and range in a day has sped up. The range of time has sped up. The span of an hour in a day has sped up. An hour back then was a longer span and range of time than an hour is today. Type FAM if you feel me in here, because I'm talking now. I'm preaching that for real. Time has sped up, and the range of time has sped up so far that you think that time probably needs to be slowed down, that time, there's not enough time in a day. And it's the same damn time that's been still timing. So that lets you know that we're living in a time where time has sped up because for a reason. There's a reason why time has sped up. There's a reason why time's range has changed the course of how time is today. Be prepared for a different daylight savings time, because there's going to come a time where they're going to reset time. Oh, y'all better get right and get real and get ready, because they're going to reset time, because time is going to speed up so fast. An hour is going to literally look like almost 20 minutes. Because right now, an hour looks like probably 30 to 45 minutes now from what it used to be like. What are we going to do when time gets that fast? We're not going to have time then to stand on business. We're not going to have time then to say who should be in our society and who isn't. We're not going to have time then to come against the demons and the wicked ways of the earth that's holding us and our kids and our family down, because you got people like Diddy and Tyler Perry sexually harassing men and kids. And then they're welcoming these people back, right back into the community like they ain't done shit. Shit, Diddy can make a song and then it's popping. Everybody with the shit. Tyler Perry just can make another Oval episode or make another series or another movie and it's with it and it's a rap on it. What we talking about here? We living in a time where R. Kelly is being, his life is being murdered, is being attempted on R. Kelly's life in solitary confinement by overdose of meds. One time. First time, 2 white supremacists was ordered to go kill him because he has a lawsuit case against the entire precinct. We living in that time where the government can pay an inmate to go off somebody. And we can be told about it publicly and we do nothing about it. We living in that type of time where we can be told this crooked shit is going on and ain't nobody can do nothing about it. That's the realest shit, Shakia. Nicole say he knows things, so they got to get rid of R. Kelly like Angie Stone. Let's be real. Shout out to Angie Stone. Let's be real. See, you got to understand something. I've always said people like R. Kelly knows more than people like Diddy, because R. Kelly been around longer than Diddy. But the power that Diddy has came from Clive Davis. So really, he was kind of handed the label bad boy. So it's different than him being a singer and working for hot albums up against being handed a label as an executive and becoming just the powers and powerful. Okay? So when we talk about Angie Stone witnessing people like Diddy's rise to power and everybody that was killed or everybody that was knocked off or moved out of the way, people like Wendy Williams right now is really fucked up. People like Wendy Williams is really fucked up from Diddy. I mean, this shit is real. She fucked up, fucked up. Nicole say she woke up and spoke up and then died. Let me tell you something. It was an interview that Wendy did with Diddy on the couch on her show. And he said, Diddy said, and quote, I met your son backstage. This is Diddy telling Wendy. Wendy paused and said, oh, you did? I can't believe you met him. She literally forgot her line of questioning on the show because Diddy just said he met her son backstage. You can't tell me you can't see power right there in your fucking face. You have to understand. Diddy moved her out of the way because of her talking too motherfucking much. You have to understand. We living in a time where we can know who did it and nothing gets done to them whatsoever. Let me say that again for the people in the back. We living in a time where we know who did it. It's broadcast who did it. We seen who did it, how they did it. It was done by that person. And that person is still set free. These are the times we living in, family. That's why us as fam, FAM, we have to be consistent in our communications and keeping this tight fold, keeping the fold tight, family. Because we have to give each other the information that we all need to be able to survive in the world. You may have more information than me. And even if you do, you need to know. Let's drop that in that comment. And even in the same sense of that, we're going to have to make sure you're going to see in the comments the the email address that you can drop that information to. We all need the information for all of us to be on alert on these people that chooses to abuse power and treat us like kids or infants or animals. Because of their sexual exploitation. Or because they was touched as a boy. Or because they were sexually abused as a girl or a man. We have to go through that. And believe it or not, it's still people that want Diddy free. And that's because they know he just slap bitches up and get money and make people do stuff for money. They're not looking at it like, oh, he this big drug dope dealer, he this big Rico God artist, he this big, sex trafficker, go crazy. I mean, yeah, at this point you could say sex trafficking, but is sex trafficking really gangster? Is that really Rico? Is that really Rico worthy? Is sex trafficking really Rico worthy? So when we talk about we living in a time where time and people have a voice, but they're scared to speak up. That's the time we're in. But everybody has a voice. Everybody's talking, everybody's saying, everybody's speaking, but scared to speak up. What's up, Lisa? Lisa says Diddy will start selling off everything very soon. Shout out to you, Lisa. Real shit, because he is. Let me tell you something. He already has started. Him going into prison, he was already letting companies go, giving his shares to people, moving this over here, making sure shit ain't in his name, making sure everything in his auntie name. But what's funny is his auntie name came up, with his alleged mother's name came up. Let me say that. His alleged mother's name came up. Okay? So for his alleged mother's name to come up, that has everything in her name, credit cards, properties, all type of shit. It's gonna even prove even further that she's gonna be brought into the Rico charge because again, what I say, it's an organizational charge. It's an organizational charge. So when mom gets called to the stand or mom is put into the situation and questioned about things being her name, things being in her name, other things in her name, was she aware of it? Was she not aware? And we know she was aware because how could she not be aware? Hell, they both at the table on the back porch at his house, on the patio thing, getting the IV. Him and his alleged mother. That's not his mama, bro. It's not his mama, bro. It's not his mama. It's not his mama. He kissed her like that was a chick he just fucking. It's not his mama, man. Get out of here with that, gang. It's not his mama, man. So when we talking about the powers that be, the gatekeeping that's being held here, and then when we talk about the organizational Rico that everybody that's gotten on the stand that's gonna reap the benefit of that testimony they told, and that snitch, Brendan Paul, acting and speaking as if he can just not carry around a drug case that holds drugs in it to each party to have fun, but they want to use that more so and say, hey, he's been trafficking drugs, he's been selling, distributing. See, it's one thing, fam, to be getting a Rico for some real distribution. But it's one to be getting a Rico because you can't really bring this motherfucker down because they too powerful by themselves. We say it for the people in the back. It's another thing to bring a person down, knowing because you can't do it by themselves. So you got to bring down the organization. So you got to put a Rico on them. Because you got to understand, even in the Young Thug case, Young Thug was being charged for a Rico. He had Gunna in there with him, and he had several guys in there that had something to do with that case. So, to me, when court starts back up, they're going to be able to bring this famous icon to the stand. Let me say it again for the people in the back. When court starts back up again, they're going to be bringing a famous icon to the stand. They've already snitched on this man. They've already snitched on this person. The lawyers have already used that tactic of snitching. And let me see, and Nicole says, what about the tunnels they found? Lisa said, what about the tunnels in the house, under the house? Let me tell you something. I seen a video on a dark-skinned girl. I forget her name, but I'm going to put her name in the chat. I seen a video of a dark-skinned young girl that spoke about all of these tunnels that was up under these houses of major elite people, presidents, all of that. And how these tunnels would just be going far to a door. And that door would be the access point to someone's house. Now, she spoke about being all the way in Great Britain. Great Britain. From California. You telling me they done dug tunnels from Great Britain to California, to Chicago to New York, to Washington, D.C. and more. Because she spoke about how she grew up and was always the favorite call girl to be in her situation. but grew up and that her parents put her in that situation and allow her to be used, abused by presidents and people in high places. That's what that video said. And she significantly explained how these tunnels looked. So when we're looking at this young girl explain at the age today of like what, 20 something, I think she's like 20. She's explaining today of what happened then and how long she been up under these tunnels being used, abused sexually by presidents and people in high places of the elite. So if there are tunnels under the ground, which I believe they are, and I know you believe they are because you're here with Deala T on No Filters. I believe the tunnels are real. And I believe that what she said about you can go down in that tunnel and that tunnel is going to take you either way. And depending on which way you go, you're going to end up at someone's door of their house. And that's going to be a president, a high-arching general of some sort, a person in position that's got a entertainer, because they talking about Diddy had shit like that. So I wouldn't get it past no singer, producer, songwriter. But it's just the fact that this little girl was talking about how she had been doing this shit for years. Years. And if you look at her now, you can tell she's grew up, developed body, all that shit, right? But it's like, it's just the fact that I couldn't fathom just coming into the world as a young child and having to live your life through tunnels for years. I mean, it's just got to be mind-boggling. Just, I mean, this is so fucking crazy. Like, real shit, enjoy. It's no filters, baby, because it's just mind-boggling to me how it's so many angles that's just, there's so many angles to this that people don't really just understand how serious this situation really is. You know what I mean? You just don't understand how serious this situation really is, family. How serious this situation really is. Chill and Joy said, and that she was in some country with a prince too, or something like that, someone important. Let me tell you something. That's why I said Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is where this girl said she ended up at. How the fuck did she end up in Buckingham Palace from in the States? You telling me she walked that long? You telling me that tunnel is that long, fam? Fam, you telling me the tunnel that long? Oh, hit the like button, hit that like button, smash that like for me. Hit that like button, we cooking in here. The girl said she was in Buckingham Palace, boy. She was with a prince somewhere. Shit, before Princess Diana died, she was pressed about talking about shape-shifting and shit. The fuck is that? Lisa said, that's why I should be no such things as a billionaire. Let me tell you something about a billionaire. A billionaire got enough money to help everybody. Let's get that right. Let me say that again for the people in the back. A billionaire got enough to help everybody. Billionaires should help everybody. That's the problem. They ain't helping no goddamn body. And the way they helping people, they're abusing their power. So what we have to do is, we have to use and abuse they bitch ass. You understand me? We have to use they bitch ass. We got to stop paying for they movies. We got to stop paying for their music. We got to stop paying for the series. We got to stop watching the bullshit that Tyler Perry presents to us daily and how he shoots men down, but yet he's sexually harassing men. We got to stop buying Diddy music. We got to stop buying Diddy music. We got to stop looking at Diddy videos. We got to stop buying Diddy liquor. You understand? Yeah. We got to stop buying Shine John, Diddy cologne. Yeah. We got to stop supporting these. We got to stop supporting these sick motherfuckers. You understand what I just said? You understand? We got to stop. Because it's only us that's made them who they are. Let me say it again for the people in the back. It's only us who has made these people who they are. The fame, the fortune, the lights, the camera, the action. It's only us who's made them who they are. If we stop giving them the attention, they get no more fame. If we stop buying their thing, they get no more fortune. If we stop watching their shows, they get no more attention. What up, Tolly? We in there? We got to stop supporting these sick motherfuckers. You understand me? Because as interesting and dumb as it is to keep hearing that these motherfuckers are even in this situation itself, we still gonna support this dumbass nigga when he get out. And see, I say we because I say we is because we fam. So when you do something, it reflects on me. Because we are looked at as the audience. So if you're going to go support Diddy when he get out, that's exactly what people are saying. They support Diddy. They, the people. They, this tone, us. He come from us. This tone. Us, the people, this tone. Because I said, your tone, your skin will set the tone in whatever situation you in. Let me say it again. Your skin will set the tone for whatever situation you're in. Shout out to the coach saying you in the jazz. Me too. And I'm in the old school, baby. Old school R&B and jazz, all of that. Yeah. But it's just the fact that we got to understand. We have to tell those people that we know are supporting him. The character of Diddy and Tyler Perry is disgusting. And we all have a choice to choose to support these people or not. That's crazy work, man. That's crazy work, man. Because Tyler Perry ain't gonna even say shit. And that's gonna keep him, Tyler Perry ain't gonna say shit, and that's why he gonna be good. Because he ain't gonna say shit. But it's just fucked up because I think with Tyler Perry, like, we really gotta say something about his ass. Because when you come against him for all of that extra holier than thou shit he be on, fam, when you come against that motherfucker for real, he gonna be sick. He gonna be fucked up out here. JF said, is that Diddy baby Cassie carrying? Nah, fam. That's the new baby Cassie with her new baby dead. Nah, that ain't, nah. Yeah, that ain't the baby. That ain't Diddy baby. Nah. That's the new baby and shit that Cassie with. Cassie got a whole nother guy. And that's fucked up too, because in court, her guy was sitting right there watching that shit on screen, watching his wife get beat up, watching his girl get beat up by Diddy. And then he was watching her get fucked up and then had to hear about the nasty about Cassie talking about she was telling men to piss in her mouth when they would have sexual encounters while Diddy watched. This Cassie boyfriend sitting there having to listen to this sick shit. Before at some point they had to tell his ass to get up and get out because at some point he got to be questioned and they don't want him to conflict the testimony of Cassie. So when we talking about It's levels to the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying, fam? Levels to the bullshit. Jerome Brown said, it's hard though. I'm looking at Tyler Perry's show now, agreeing with you. See what I'm saying? Shout out to Jerome, because you could get the point of what I'm saying, fam. You see the shit. It's like we ain't doing nothing but putting the money in their pocket. We backing them. We putting them in the position. And even doing so, as long as we continue to support them, they're not going to be held accountable for their actions against us. Woo, let me say it for the people in the back. As long as we continue to support them, they will not be held accountable for what their actions against us. It is always vital and important that those people of power are held accountable, because they continue to use and abuse the people that want to be in a position, that work hard to be in these positions. Michelle say, Tyler on BET. If we watch anything on there, we supporting. I respectfully agree with you. Because Tyler with the Oprah Winfrey, Tyler has the Oprah Winfrey Network, BET Network. Not to mention he even putting movies on Tubi. And if you know what Tubi is, that's low income movies that's playing older movies like New Jack City and all, like Harlem Nights, shit like that. He got shit on Tubi. So he's saying he gonna cross all his T's and dot all his I's. That's what he did. But he don't understand, on all of those platforms, he can be exposed, he can be embarrassed, he can be discredited because of all of those platforms. And all we have to do is go on each platform and continue to hound this motherfucker like never before. Because again, he don't deserve to be in that situation if you're sexually harassing grown-ass black men. The fuck is you doing? Grown-ass men, period. Really, fam? Are we gonna watch that? Are we gonna sit back and let that shit happen and don't do nothing? Are we just gonna sit back and keep letting this motherfucker do what he wanna do and keep saying what he wanna say? And then each day that this trial come up, is always some new legal dumb shit from his team. It's continuously being some new stupid shit from his team every day in court. You gotta know at some point, you're done. And with that said, family, I'm going to leave it right there, because I want to know what you think in the comments. Are you with me in standing strong and standing on business with knowing that people like Tyler Perry, P. Diddy, Kevin Spacey out here taking advantage of us, the people, sexually, harassingly, mentally, emotionally, financially? We have to take a stand. We have to put our foot down. So with that said, we leaving it there. Always like, comment, subscribe, and share with the world what's going on Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Deala T in No Filters. Good night, family. I'll see you tomorrow.